This is Chris Delkamp reporting live, streaming live on the web, WNWO-TV. We're at the airport here in Ohio. The president just touched down. Now taxiing to us. The president's coming to the state, probably going to be talking in this battleground state about the auto industry. A lot of auto suppliers here in northern Ohio. They're certainly going to be appealing to their employees, trying to get their votes. White House website looking for the bailout. Republican candidate Mitt Romney commenting that the president is actually on the defensive. He's visiting areas where Romney says he should already have the vote, but needs to win over skeptical voters. He'll, of course, be discussing the economy as well. Many Ohioans still are without work. The unemployment rate, however, is a 7.3, and as of May, and that's well below the national average of 8.2. Earlier, we got a chance to speak with former Minnesota Governor Tim Pawlenty. He stopped in Toledo. He's on a pro-Romney tour. We'll have sound from him at 6. But he was quick to point out that the president's quote, while he was running for president, was that if he couldn't turn the economy around, then he would be a one-term president. President Obama will be traveling to Ohio all day, planning on stopping in Sandusky later and then Parma. This trip on the heels of the Affordable Health Care Act being declared constitutional. We're, of course, not sure how it's going to affect his re-election campaign yet. This seems to be a big win for the Democrats, but it's also a large speaking point for Mitt Romney against him. So, if that wasn't passed, Mitt Romney might have had to change his course of action against the president. Presidential bus pulling by right now. We'll have him coming off in just a second as the motorcade pulls up to receive him coming out of the airplane. Rolling. Of course, the president's entourage coming off the plane first in the back. Local police, of course, were out in force, ready to lead his caravan on his tour. We will, of course, bring you stories later. Where the president will be speaking, as well as who's ever out to oppose him. We'll get that angle as well. There's the president now. President Obama taking some pictures, shaking some hands before he starts on his Ohio tour. We'll also go to Pennsylvania, two key states in this election. We are streaming live on the web. The president, of course, was dressed in rather casual attire, I'm assuming to appeal to a lot of the blue-collar workers here in Ohio. Swing state, he's trying to win over the votes in this election where him and Romney are pretty close as far as the numbers. Of course, this tour starts before tomorrow, where the monthly unemployment rate will be released. A lot of Democrats are anxious to find out what that number is going to be with the decline from last month. However, as I said, the Ohio unemployment rate is at 7.3, which is lower than the national average of 8.2. Obama, of course, is quick to point out that his economic policies are the reason that Ohio is doing better than the rest of the country. Pennsylvania is at a 7.4. As I said, we'll also be visiting that state as well. The president will be going to what's called a grassroots event at the grounds of the Walcott House Museum in Maumee. He'll be speaking to a group of workers, manufacturers, and small businesses. That's it, folks. Next stop is the Maumee